It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 203. We are talking about joy and the senses, and today we're talking about the sense of sight. And this is going to be a fun week because we're just going to talk about things that are good energy in. We're going to skip the stressors. We're going to basically say, hey, what can you do to boost your joy? What can you do to make your nervous system feel fantastic? All right, so let's start with the basics. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. If you're new to Bodyful, our second breath is always, when we take a breath in, we expand in our diaphragm and belly, we expand in our chest. And then we think about expanding or breathing into our sinuses, so expanding our cranials. And as we do that, we tuck our tail ever so gently. Take a deep breath in. And release. And today I want you to think about your most joyful experience from today. What was the biggest thing that made you happy? And I want you to breathe into that memory. Deep breath in. And release. All right. So today we're talking about the joy and the senses, and we're talking about the sense of sight. So we're talking about what colors you wear, what colors are around you, and we can go through the world with the dull tones and the sophisticated colors. You know, of course, there are 600 different versions of off-white, but there are so many more. It's so difficult to find vibrant colors in paint stores these days. They're hard to come by because everything is so muted, and then you can matte it and you can eggshell it, or you can make it glossy and you can make it sparkle, but that's a little hard to find because everybody says, well, that's gaudy, but doesn't gaudy make you smile? Doesn't gaudy bring you joy? I brought a couple of examples today. So, example number one, your basic gift bag. Nice royal blue, navy blue. It's a good looking gift bag. So if somebody came up to you and brought this to you and said, hey, happy birthday, you're like, oh, wonderful. Maybe it's a sweater. And it is very nice. It's a very nice gift bag. And somebody used it to give something to either me or my children or my husband. And it is a very nice gift bag. But in terms of joy, how does this strike you? It not only is, it's sparkly, it's tiger striped in blue, and it's got other prints on it. And if somebody brought that to you and said, here's your birthday present with your little leopard print tag, here's your birthday present, you would smile. You might turn a shade of pink, but there's joy here. It's not sophisticated. It's childish, but it is really happy. And it even says happy on it. So sometimes, even if you know the person is kind of ho-hum about things, what if you just wanted to make them extra smiley? Something to consider. And for those who want a little bit more sophistication, we have, but still joy, we have the snowman Christmas bag, which has snowflakes on the side and a sparkly, frosty snowman, or sparkly snowman with a scarf and all the trimlings, stovetop hat. And you know, there's something to be said again for sparkles, for silly, for the sense of vision, for sight, for something that is hilarious and not at all appropriate. There is just something good about stepping outside the muted adult elegance and going with something that has just a bit more kick, just a bit more standout. And it's kind of cool to just think about joy, especially vision, especially our sense of sight, in terms of what can you add? Can you add something that you're wearing that brings just a little bit more joy? Can you add a little bit more sparkle? Can you add sequins someplace where they're not supposed to go? And I bet if you could find a place to add sequins that they weren't normally going to be, that you would be smiling a bunch during the day because they weren't normal. They were out of the ordinary. And because your visual system goes, I'm looking at the same thing day after day after day after day, and all of a sudden something new is thrown at you. So what can you do with a sense of vision, with a sense of sight? What can you playfully add to your sense, to what you see every day, to bring you joy? Not to mention that, of course, getting a package, even if it isn't Christmas, even if it isn't your birthday, the sight of a bag with a little bit of tissue paper coming out the top always does spark joy in all of us. So what can you do to spark a little joy in yourself, visually, or in somebody else visually? Can you wear rainbow socks? Can you wear a brightly colored scarf? Can you bring color in a way that sparks joy? We'll see. All right. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you here tomorrow. Let's finish it off. Take a deep breath in and release. And take care.